All right. Hello, everyone. I have a lovely guest here, KayTravel Tarot. Yes, yes,
Hi,
indeed.
Jay.
Yes, good to see all you lovely people. Shout out to all the people who are in the chat and for those who are watching the replay. My name is Jay, aka Herc213. A lot of you guys know me too. And I have a lovely guest here too with me today, this awesome day, KayTravel Tarot. Some of you guys know her on Instagram as KayTravel Tarot, and same goes to on YouTube. And welcome to the Spiritual Traveling 101 conversation too. Really getting to know K Travel, what she's all about, talking about spiritual traveling and other fun stuff too in this live stream. So, yes, good to see all you lovely people in these YouTube streets. I'm going to say hi to a few people, and then K Travel, when you're ready, you want to share about yourself, you have the floor. So, let's go say hi to a few people first. And so, hello, Michelle. Good to see you. What's up? What's up? And hello, Melinda. Good to see you also. Good to see you. And hello again, Michelle Urick. So there's two Michelles in here. Say yes. And Melinda's sister, Michelle Urick, and Michelle Mybell. Good to see you. And yes, hello, Swampy. Good to see you. Yes, indeed. And Teresa. Teresa, good to see you also. And just, shout out to all the people who are coming in the chat room right now and for those who are watching the replay. And K Travel, thank you for this awesome collaboration idea too. And if you ever want to introduce yourself, what you're all about and what you're passionate about too, you have the floor. And hey, let's have some fun. So there you go.
Okay. Um, I I'm sort of worried because I don't see anyone in the chat.
Oh no, did
So
you
I don't know. What do I do?
do you click on the comments on in your panel, and you can probably see where everyone's chatting too if you see that on the right hand side.
There it is. Oh, thank you. Thank
Ah, there you go. Now you can see all the people.
Yes. Yes.
That's cool.
Thank
What's
you,
up,
Hannah,
Kelly?
Michelle,
See
and
you.
Swampy. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, no, it's okay. You can say
Teresa,
hi.
Kelly is there. Hi, everybody. So good to see you. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Yes, and thank you, Jay, for having me so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah, I want to talk about travel and see if anyone else is interested in hearing about that part of my life. I mean, I'm 73. I've had a pretty long life already. So
You
I
look good for 73. I'll just say that. That's
thank
cool.
you. Yeah, I'm getting my teeth fixed, so don't let this alarm you. I had a tooth pulled and I have to get some sort of fake thing. Anyway, but I don't want to be egotistical and worry about how I look.
Oh, you just see yourself. It's all good. And K Travel, just in this live stream, it's good to be yourself and be authentic and real too. And just like mentioning about travel too, and you want to share more about your journeys when you travel too, because we even before we started this live stream, we talked about it a little bit as well. And it's just like I only traveled like around the states, so I haven't been to like Las Vegas, Arizona. I've been to Texas, just in the airport and just flying around. I've been to Virginia because that's where my side is from, and a little bit of New York too. And just like if you want to share what the places that really just uplifted you
Ooh,
spiritually, or places that you want to go and want to share, feel free to share too for those in the
sure.
chat.
Well, my traveling, I would say it's mainly in maybe four different parts, but basically two different parts. I graduated with a teaching credential, and I went straight to Australia because I wanted to travel.
Mm.
And then I traveled through Asia, and it just absolutely changed my life. The first place I went where I felt a spiritual connection was when I went to Timor in Indonesia.
Oh wow.
And it was nighttime, and we were on a boat. There were 21 of us on a yacht, and we were the crew. I put it in quotes because all I had to do was vacuum once a week, and I got a trip for $200. Going from Australia to Bali, stopping at all of these deserted islands along the way, and we'd anchor every night and swim off the boat. I mean, it was just a remarkable, remarkable time.
Mm.
In fact, when when the rope got caught in the rudder and we thought we were going to die. I was with my first husband and we were going around in circles, and I thought, this is the way to die. You know, the vastness of the ocean, you feel like you're that little tiny speck. You can't see any land because we went by the barrier reef, but then we couldn't see any land. And you're seeing the sunrises and the sunsets. It just feels like all of nature is all around you. And
Mhm.
if that isn't spiritual, I don't know what is, you know. And
Yeah,
we had people on the boat, like one woman would do her yoga every day and she was pregnant, and a lot of people went naked. So she was naked, pregnant, doing her shoulder stand on the boat. I mean, was
that's wicked.
it was
Wow,
like 50 times. You know, it was
yeah,
76 or no, 74. Anyway, so
that's way before my time. I wasn't even
yeah, I know you weren't even
I
thought
wasn't even born.
of.
Mm,
But yeah, that was quite a spiritual time, and oh, I could just sink into that and think about that all day. But what happened was that night we docked the boat, and we were not supposed to get off that boat. But the captain said, "Look, if you just go out there for like half an hour to an hour and sneak back on, maybe they won't notice the, you know, whoever controls that."
mhm.
So we got off the boat and we go onto the island, and there are only torches in the street, no street lights, no electricity, just
Wow.
fire, torches. And I remember my first encounter with a person, besides, well, on the way, we saw a man in a loincloth with a big stick going out on the mount. Well, it was out on a little point where he was viewing our ship coming in. But the first person I saw on land was a woman, and our eyes met, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is like such a powerful connection." I'm getting chills now because the connection was so strong. It was like woman to woman connection. Doesn't
That's
matter what color we are, you know. It was this
uh,
beautiful connection.
mm,
It just changed my life. I thought, "Oh my gosh, I'm where I should be." And then we went to Bali, and so then in those days, you didn't have to worry about visas. Hardly at all. You'd go from country to country, and I mean, we went to Iran, we went through Afghanistan, we went through I mean, we just went to so many places, Singapore,
yeah.
Bali, the sunsets. I mean, it was just such a remarkable journey that, well, I was away altogether for 5 years, and it so totally changed my life, especially Calcutta. Going to
Mm,
India, seeing, the poverty there made me, since that day, forever grateful. Forever grateful for everything we have. When you would see a person with a bed on their head and realize they had something in India. They had a bed on their head. They were able to sleep comfortably, you know, with a mat type of thing. But they would carry the whole long bed on their head. I mean,
mm,
anyway, but some of the things I saw, I can't really talk about. But let's just say there was mutilation going on in order to feed their children.
mm. And
Uh,
I just wanna ask you a question when it comes to traveling, because I know you mentioned just, you met some people that have a powerful impact in your life too, and just, like, spiritually too, when you just went to all those places from Calcutta to Indonesia too, and I know like, the people who trained me, my yoga teacher certification, they live in Indonesia right now, and it's just like, like, I always wanted to go those kind of places too, just, see the nature and also just meet interesting people as well, the culture as well. And I just want to know from UK travel, and it's just like, have you met anyone that just really, had a really not only a strong impact in your life, like in your spiritual path, but also who just, that you learned some beautiful lessons from, even if it's just like for a brief moment. So if you want to share that, feel free.
Okay, well, let me jump ahead because any part of my travels I could dive into very deeply, and
Right, right.
we could be here for a few days with me rambling
Okay.
on.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so I came home and I had my children. I had a couple more marriages. Life goes on, but I couldn't get travel out of my head. So I don't suggest this. I waited so long, but when I did sell um, my house and then moved to Oregon, stayed there 15 years by the river, did a lot of meditation. I ended up selling my house and getting rid of everything except for 3 suitcases.
Mm,
And so my 3-bedroom house was in my 3 suitcases. Well, it was 2 suitcases and some shoulder bags.
mhm,
So that was quite the experience, and I wrote a book about the whole preparation of it and how I, researched it and everything. So then I went to, well, I've been to 45 countries, but the country I enjoyed the most was Cambodia. I lived
mm.
there for a year and a half, and when you need to renew your visa, well, if you're retired, you can actually get a retirement visa, but that was not my plan. I was traveling from place to place, and
What's your retirement visa if you wanna share that for the audience that are interested? What's
well, I'm not sure what their age is for it. It's probably 65. It's different in different countries. I forget what the age is,
right.
for Cambodia in particular, but what happens is you apply for that, um, as you enter the country. And now in Cambodia, I don't think you even have to make a certain amount to get it. It's pretty easy to get the retirement visa, and you stay there for a year and you just have to renew it every year.
Oh, okay.
There aren't many restrictions on that. But I didn't do it because I was moving around. I just didn't want to go through the paperwork of it or whatever. I didn't really know how to do it at that time. So it didn't bother me. I'd just go to Vietnam or Thailand and have a little trip there and then come back. I might stay for a couple weeks. Well, I also lived in Malaysia, and there I lived for a year. And let's see, then I would just keep my house because it was like $200 a month and it was like a resort. It was
Okay.
a huge tower, a condominium with pools and hot tubs. And I mean, it was beautiful for 200 a month. It was just crazy.
Yeah, 200 a month. I mean, shoot. I mean, like, rent my dad pays in this house was, like, around 2,000, so 200 a month? I mean, that's not too bad. I mean
200 a month. It was just so we stayed there. It was so hot. I didn't want to stay. But I mean, I didn't go out much because it was so hot. It was like when you open that door, the wall would just hit you. But anyway, to get into the more spiritual part, when I went to Cambodia, I really wanted to stay, and I live near the ocean. And Cambodia is a place where a lot of young people travel,
yeah, I
especially.
heard that too. Yeah.
So the community there in general, it's very spiritual. People, like, I was worried about my tooth. Well, you don't worry about your teeth, you don't worry about your clothes, you don't worry about anything. You're hot, your clothes, you just wear cotton because you can't wear anything else, and you exist in that heat in a way that's so different than we're used to. I mean, it's a struggle, just the weather, but it
Mhm.
wasn't quite as hot as Malaysia, so I could handle it. But I met people from, like I was telling Jay, I met a guy from I stayed in a hostel, and the reason I did is because it was right across from the beautiful Mekong River, and the views were just beautiful. It had a balcony. It was $2 a night is why I stayed there, and what
Okay.
happened was I ended up staying there for 22 days. and it ended up being free because I was doing a deal with booking.com where you'd share a link and you would get $25 if somebody booked. So I ended up staying there free. And I met the most remarkable people in that little dorm.
And can I ask you a question about that too? Just like,
Yes.
you said like, the place that you went to was really spiritual. What in the way that people made you feel comfortable with yourself too when you went there, if you want to share that?
Yeah, well, the people in Cambodia were so nice to all people. I mean, I didn't feel like I was afraid that they might feel like, "Oh my goodness, Americans, they invaded Cambodia during
Yeah.
the Vietnam War." So I expected to not have too much friendliness shown to me. And in other places, people would show friendliness in that they wanted your money. "Come, buy from me." It didn't feel like that there. You would stay in a place that usually, well, I didn't stay in the big ritzy hotels. I stayed in hostel guest houses. Like the place where I stayed in this hostel, it also had private rooms, and it was owned by a French lady and a Danish man, or vice versa, I think. Peppy and the Vikings. That's what it was
Oh,
called.
that's a cool name.
Unfortunately, it's gone now. Anyway, so there I was in a room with about 8 people, and I spent most of my time with 2 guys, one from France and one from Sweden, and we'd go out to eat together, and they taught me a lot because they really wanted to eat the street food, be with the people more. They were very, well, one had just come from Tibet, the other from Laos, and they were very much into a spiritual life and not wasting. And I mean, I was eating in pretty nice restaurants even though they were cheap.
Right.
These guys were teaching me more about how to just really take in the culture a little more.
Mm,
I mean, I've always been pretty spiritual, so I wouldn't say that 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 they changed me. I would say more that being there just gave me such a spiritual feeling, because when you're in a guest house, you're with the family.
yeah,
The
true.
children, they're there in the restaurant. The guest house will have a restaurant usually, and the children are studying or they're serving you. And I learned a little tiny bit of the language. It was very difficult for me, the language, Khmer, very difficult
Mhm.
language for, I think, Americans. Soxabai.
Mm.
Hello.
Ask you another question of what comes to, like, traveling too, because I know you've been to a lot of Asian countries too. Have you ever been to, like, any other countries like, Brazil or, Spain or you're anywhere in Europe too, if you wanna share those stories or too? Because those
Yeah.
Asian countries, I know of someone from the Philippines, he's my best friend for 20 years, and, he just shares about his culture, speaking Tagalog, and it's just like even, like, when I visit him sometimes when he lives in Orange County, he services tradition heritage food too, and it's really good. Like Filipino food is like really, really, really good food, and especially the noodles because I'm a noodle head. And it's just like with it's like with the Asian cultures, when like Cambodia and Japan and even like Chinese too, they're very family oriented, and I'll just say that too. And it's like if they make you feel like family, they'll spoil you like to bits too, just from my own experience as well. And it's just really, really cool, to experience that too. And just like for anyone who has questions for Kate Travel, if you want to get to know her more, feel free to post your questions in the chat too. If you want to get to know her as well. And just like listening to her stories is really amazing. Just like, because I'm just a newbie traveling too, and she's been like the expert way before I was born. But just hearing your stories is really awesome too. So if you want to share more, if you ever been to, or actually, let me say this too. When it comes to like Americans too, like I know because I know you like from America too. Is it like, do you like to travel? Like even just like you prefer like American style kind of places, or just like other places too, or if it doesn't matter. Um, So if sorry if that's a confusing question. So
Gee, that brings up so much to my mind.
yeah,
Um, yeah, when I travel, the last travel I did was right before the pandemic. I was in Cambodia and I was going to live there the rest of my life at that point.
right.
And before that, when I traveled, I would live places. Like I lived for a month in the Philippines. Um, I lived in a tent on the beach for a while until someone offered my husband and I a free hotel room. Um, it did have water. Wasn't hot water, but it was so hot there you didn't need hot water. Um,
Oh.
it didn't have a kitchen. It had a bed and it had a shower, toilet. Pretty basic,
The
but it was
basic one.
better than a tent. However, the tent was outside of a resort. Um, anyway, when we would go out on the beach, which was all the time, we'd go out and people were constantly saying, "Come, have some food. Here, have a beer." We'd always say no, but the only time I said yes was when they said, "Do you want to sing?" Because I
Mm,
was listening on the beach. They had all these different machines going, playing karaoke music. So you'd go from one to the other, and you would hear this cacophony of noise of all of the different karaoke machines going on this long beach. And they turned it off at 12 so you could sleep until the um, roosters would crow about 5. So you'd have about 5 hours of sleep. But boy, going out there, I mean, when that guy handed me the microphone and let me sing, it was just, I don't know, the people were just so warm and giving and loving um in the Philippines. It was just remarkable.
and you mentioned something with it comes to because my friend Adriel loves karaoke, and I could share some stories with you on that because I think the first time I experienced that, just we went to actually it's the second time we went to the Anime Expo in LA, and it was just like they had this kind of place where people could sing their favorite songs to their anime shows. And then my best friend Adriel, sure enough, because he's like so into it, and I was like, "Oh, I want to go to this booth," and he sung his heart out to one of the was it Full Metal Alchemist intro, and he sang his heart out, and he put on a good for show because he has very strong lungs. I didn't know that about him, but I was like, "Oh shit, he really did," you know. And it's just like those kind of things too is really cool because even like with my mom's friends too, who she used to work with, they're like Filipino too, and sure enough, what she tells me is they love to sing, and that's like their passion too in their culture, and that's a
I
beautiful thing,
love it.
right?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but they just love karaoke. And
Yeah,
singing
that's a good
live.
thing.
I used to sing in Las Vegas, and it was just so fun to be in Las Vegas on a stage. And I even won one night. I
Oh, nice.
I won $100 in drinks, and I don't drink much.
You want to explain about the Vegas story to the people? See if you want to share that. That'll be
um,
cool.
well, I was just singing. It was just a little bar. A lot of people who love karaoke in Las Vegas,
Yeah,
they would just bring water and they will go to a bar and sing karaoke. And I had gone one night and I sang Someday Soon. You know that song? Someday Soon.
yeah.
Going with you. It was a cowboy song because my father was from Arkansas, and when I sing, I seem to have a little bit of a country accent. So I would sing Olivia Newton John or a lot of different artists, but, anyway, that day I was singing "Someday Soon." I don't even remember who sings it now, but I was surprised to find out that I won, and they were trying to get me to sing Janis Joplin. I really had never done that, so I ended up not, but, so then I had $100, so I went there New Year's Eve because I thought, "Well, New Year's Eve, I might have a couple drinks," so so I brought some friends with me, and we had a New Year's Eve on me.
Wow, that's awesome.
I
And
mean what?
oh, I was saying Jill Brown, shout out to you, has a question for you also, K Travel.
Oh, thank you for keeping a look. What does she say?
How would someone in these current usual times travel as you did, spending time with locals or families? How does one begin? Can you see that?
Yes, how does one begin? Oh my goodness, I guess you'd have to buy my book. I do have a book. I've written 11 books, but some of them sort of disappeared in my move. But I did write a little short book. I just
Is it in your YouTube channel, your book?
I'm just charging $5 for it, and I really haven't even advertised it lately.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um, but Jill, gee, I know a Jill Brown, but I don't know. I don't think you are that Jill Brown unless you're from Florida. Are you from Florida?
I think their name was David or something, if you know a David.
I know a David.
Yeah, I think it's using Jill's account or something. So it said earlier.
Oh, it's Dave. Oh, hi, Dave.
Yeah,
Dave,
it's Dave.
Dave, I actually trained him on a food truck in Santa Barbara when we lived there.
Oh, nice. Shout out
Um,
to you, David.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's David. Hello, David.
Yeah, that's what you said earlier. It
And
was
hello
David.
to
So.
your beautiful wife and your family." It is unusual times, not only because of COVID, but because of visas, visa restrictions.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but that's such a broad question. How does one begin? I mean, it depends. Like, I sold everything. I sold my car. Well, I didn't sell my house. I drew up a contract because, well, I've done real estate. I did real estate in Las Vegas, and I drew up a contract for lease to own. And that way I could travel, get my Social Security, which is quite small, and then I would have money from leasing the home. And when you lease to own, you have to take care of the problems if something goes wrong. In other words, I wouldn't have to take care of things from abroad. But it ended up the people that I leased to own actually backed out the last week. And I thought, well, I'm going anyway. I'm going. And I was on my way to Morocco.
Mm.
And
Morocco's a beautiful place, I've heard too.
oh, oh, Morocco is quite amazing. And I would love to delve into that for some hours. I lived there for 3 months,
Oh, nice.
nearly 3 months. Anyway, but to begin, I mean, it depends on if you want to get rid of everything and go. But what I found is after a long time, I mean, I did start missing home and I started missing family and I started wishing that I had a home base because what happened, those people backed out of that lease to own and I went anyway. And I ended up from abroad leasing my home again.
Mm.
'Cause the first time it fell through. So then I had extra money. But most of the time I was gone, I lived on about 600 a month for 2 of us.
Oh, for two people?
Yes, because
Mm.
I went to Morocco and got married. I
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I met someone on the net, and I had known him for a year, and we ended up he wanted to get married. Some of the young guys there really get desperate for money, and
Right.
I had cancer and I was in a lot of pain and I thought I was going to live for about 2 more years and I decided to have this romantic adventure. And so I mean, I'll never regret it although it ended badly. It
Right,
ended
right.
in a domestic violent situation because of drugs. But at the
Mhm.
time, I mean, we just went from country to country and just part of the time we were living in airports to save money to be able to go on because the people that did lease my home, we did get money for a year, but then I found out they were on drugs. They let their dogs into the house, big dogs. The house was pretty destroyed. So I then ended up having to sell it from overseas, which I was able to do um, because what happened, I was told I didn't have cancer, but my cancer came back. And I don't think it ever left because I was in a lot of pain. And when my cancer came back, I sold the house and came home and got treatment. But then I went back again before the pandemic. So I mean, I went to Mexico. I didn't go to South America. Um, in the 70s, I had gone to a lot of European places, but I couldn't afford them on my Social Security.
Right.
But it is quite livable for one person to live in Asia for 600 a month. They won't tell you that when you look at how much see, people in Cambodia, the average salary is $300 a month. One
Okay. Something to
$300.
think of.
So I was able to live there. Like I say, I didn't live in fancy places. Um, but how to start, that's such a difficult question. But I'll talk with you on the phone, Jill, about that.
I think it's your
I don't
friend
know
David
if
from
you are David. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
but I
that's a
can
good
talk to you
question,
about
David.
that on the phone, more on how to start because it depends on, all I can say is travel as soon as you can before you get so old it's difficult.
Mm,
Stairs in Asia, in Spain. You mentioned Spain. Yes, I did go to Spain. A lot of stairs, and all the people are thin. They're all healthy looking because they're all stair stepping.
yeah, to
And
get the
elevators
exercise. And
easy.
I always want to go to Brazil. Just want to see that Jesus statue, and there's a Jackson statue somewhere too that I seen it it was in the videos and the documentary. I was like, oh shit, I want to see that. And the carnival too. And it's like that's like kind of like those kind of festivals. Not just saying I want to try to hook up with someone. That's like I could do that in the States. It's like I want us to see what the culture is about in the
Yeah,
carnival and the Jesus statue, especially. I just want to see those things. It's really cool. That's like kind of main reason I want to see Brazil. Those three things alone, and also in like Asian countries too, like Japan, because I'm a big Godzilla fan, like my mom, and she always went before she passed. Unfortunately, she always wanted to go to Japan because she's a big fan of Godzilla, and I'm a big fan of anime. I was like, mom, and we talked about this too, like when like we're gonna plan to get our visas, and we want to travel to Asia too, and it's just like Japan specifically too, just to see the anime, but also see the like the Godzilla. She was the biggest fan because she knew about the okay, the blue hat, the Mothra tribe, from even Godzilla versus King Kong. She has like most of the movies from the 70s because she used to watch them when she was a kid, even like till before she passed. Excuse me for talking so fast. She talked about the recent Godzilla versus King Kong movie too, and it's just like I brought her a Godzilla shirt, and and it's just like from the Anime X, well, not the Anime Expo, the WonderCon when we first went there, in 2018, and we'll never forget it. And it's just always holds a place in my heart too, just because we were planning to do that. We were set, we were ready. I was ready to like let's do it. Mom was just travel too because she has been my person. She even taught me some stuff about traveling too. When I went to San Francisco for my birthday, and it's just like what something things to look out for, things to see, like the Fisherman's Wharf, and it's just like that also with San Francisco, just even traveling the states, just getting a taste of it. It's just I never forget that, just because like she's been there when she was a teenager, when she was in the cheerleading, and then like it just holds a place in my heart too. So I just want to mention that as well and share that with all you guys in the future.
mom. Treasure those moments, yes, with your mom.
Yes, that's a good one, David. She says, sounds like the biggest factor in how you travel is in mindset. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point there.
Well, and what I didn't realize is, like, I could have gone much earlier. I could have taught English because, as a native English speaker, we can just teach people in China through the phone. Like, go to ID vid ID VID ID,
Mm,
and there are many sites though where you can sign up and maybe teach 3 classes a week. It depends on the school, but you can set your own schedule. But it has to be, I mean, you can do it from here, but then you'd have to get up at 3 or 4 in the morning, that kind of thing. But
mm,
if you're already in Asia, it's quite easy to teach there on the phone. But I couldn't, my mindset was not there. I wanted to retire and I wanted to heal from my cancer.
yeah.
And um, so it was too much. To think of teaching and traveling was too much. It was already difficult enough to travel at my age.
Mm. Yeah, and it's just like, like you dealing with cancer because I know someone who still is dealing with breast cancer, and she's a fighter too. Her name is Paola, and she's from Morelia, Mexico. And she's like the person that, changed my aspect when it comes to spirituality and even just like, with travel as well, because she's a known yoga instructor. And just like, with her journey to just, breast cancer too. It's like even from what I've known so far too, and it's just like most of it is almost gone. It's just like, she been to places in Mexico too that just helped her with her treatment as well. And she did some spiritual moralities that really helped too. Even just doing like a most of the lifestyle change too, even because like she's been vegan for a very long time, and she's just like how she did it, and she's such a fighter too, and she's beautiful and strong with that as well. And it's just like she's still motivated to just live in life to the fullest, even just like but going to Morelia, Mexico, which is a beautiful place from what she shared.
Right.
Yeah, that's where she's from too, Viola. And she's watching this too. Shout out to her. And it's just like it's just like even like she brought a souvenir when she went there last time. I was like, cause she bought some candy there from Morelia, Mexico. It was the sweetest thing I ever tasted because I was like, whoa, this is sweeter than the candy I eat in the States. I was like, doesn't feel unnatural. This feels different. It's just like, whoa, I'm addicted to this shit. It's like, oh, it was the size of a burrito. I'm not kidding you not. And it was like brownish and it's dark. It was the sweetest thing I ever had too. And it was like you could really cut it with a knife, and it's just like it melts in your mouth kind of feeling. I can't pronounce the name of the candy, but man, it was the most delicious thing I ever had. Literally from candy from Mexico. Kid you not. And so I just want to share that too.
I just hope that the countries really try their best to keep their culture because I really got disappointed when I went back to places I'd been before. That's why I didn't go back to Nepal, very spiritual place, Nepal. I went there in the 70s, but I didn't go back because I'd gone back to Turkey and it was like America. I mean, it was so,
Yeah.
I had to find the old parts of town to see any of the old Turkey. And Bali, when I went to Bali, um, then I went back. I mean, when I went, I was actually in a jean commercial on the ocean. I was asked because, well, usually when I went to the beach, there was only my husband and I,
Right.
maybe another person. And one night we were watching the sunset, and there was one other couple, and we were asked to do a commercial because we looked American. They were actually from Australia and South America. No, they were from England and Australia, a couple. Anyway, so we were the only ones on the beach. But when I went back to Kuta Beach, it was just totally filled with people and carts and people saying massage, massage. And it was just chaotic. I mean, the
Wow.
sunsets were still beautiful and long. They have the longest sunsets in Bali. I don't know why. Maybe it's where they are in the hemisphere. I don't know. But so, I mean, it was so much more spiritual to me when I was alone on the beach there. It was just too chaotic. It was still fun being there. You still had the beautiful, I love the oh my gosh, I'm losing my words.
Oh, it's all good. Take your
Buddha. I love Buddha. I love the Buddhist
time.
people. The people, I noticed that people in Japan, from Japan also, and in Japan and in Bali, most of them are Buddhists, and
Yeah.
there is a friendliness. Oh, and in Cambodia, there are a lot of Buddhists for sure. And
Mm.
in Cambodia, they would say, "How much would you like to pay for the taxi?" I'm not saying all the time, but it happened enough that you're like, "Whoa." They're asking me, you know how taxi drivers are in America. Do you think anyone would ever say, "How much do you want to pay me?"
Right. And you mentioned something about culture too, and it's just really important for, like any culture to keep its roots too. And I just want to highlight to
And
what
their handicrafts.
yeah. And like, she walks in beauty mentioned something about everyone looks beautiful dressed for carnival. And it's true too, because I just seen some images from like carnival and this festival in Brazil, and it's like that's
Like
the
in
most
Rio de Janeiro?
Yeah, Rio, yeah, and it's just really beautiful to see. Just, the, images alone too, but I know the experience probably will be different too if you're just there in person as well. And just like, like any culture too, it's really important to keep its roots, especially if it's like all about community and bringing people together too. And just
Yeah.
like, yeah, so thank you for sharing that, Kay. And she got a compliment too, Kay. She says, "Amazing women." I just mentioned you mentioned Paula and mentioned you too for going through those
Oh,
challenges and um, sticking to that and over and keep moving on too. So shout out to all the people who are going through those challenges too, especially for Kelly. Praise to your stepdad too, your father-in-law, and for those who are going through those challenges, dealing with cancer and so on and so forth. My heart goes out to you, and we'll pray for you too. So yes,
oh,
all you
me
guys
too.
are
And
amazing.
there is hope. I was in stage 4 of cancer, and now I don't have cancer.
Mm,
I, I, you know, I took CBD. I cleaned up my diet really well, but I do think modern medicine played a huge part. I took a pill called Ibrance and letrozole, and that combination dissolved my tumor. And I had been in pain, pretty intense pain, for 6 years. And I had an operation in Cambodia as well. So I had 2 cancer operations, and then I did the Ibrance because the doctors could not get the cancer out from behind my sternum. So, but there is hope. I thought I was gonna die. And you go through a lot. You wanna help people, and I haven't even asked if anybody wanted a reading and I haven't interviewed you, Jay, 'cause I got off
Well,
into
if
talking
this is
about
your
travel.
show, okay, so if you wanna like, if people want a reading from us, or if you wanna ask questions about me, Kay, too, I'm open to it. So this is like like at the end of my live streams, this is the open place for you guys to be yourselves. You wanna ask a reading from Kay and myself for a bit too, or you wanna ask me questions, Kay, too. I'm open for that too.
Well, I
And so
really wanted to find out from you, Jay, what made you start doing your readings and, starting your YouTube channel, or when did your spirituality start? Was it always with you? Anything along those lines, I was wondering.
yeah, I could definitely answer that. And that's a lot to put in, but I'll simplify it the best way I can. And just like you, when it comes to my spiritual journey, I think it's always been with me too. I've always been this kind of person where I'm just open to just learning these different things, but I'm also just with my spirituality. I was very grounded about it too, even since I was like 13 years old. Just really, I was raised as Christian family too in America, but I kind of stopped with the religion part of Christianity in 2009. It was the same time Michael Jackson passed. It was the same month, the same year. It's like around June. So I kind of like stopped. I was like, it's just like, Jesus is beautiful and all that too. But with the religion part, I was like, it's not fitting for my soul anymore. So I kind of went on that journey just to, about spirituality, just really learn about it myself. And it's just like over the years from, even when I was starting getting working out again too, and, meeting my friend Paula, who is a big influence on me too, just, 2013 learning spirituality about more spirituality practice of yoga too, and even a little bit of Buddhism too, a little bit. And now she's like teaches mindfulness. It's just really a big thing. And how with my channel too, with this channel, and I'll just say this, and you probably guys know about this. I just, started my channel just to watch videos. I just want to learn about, like use YouTube as a university, kind of like, I
Mhm.
watch things that are entertaining and educational. And then when I started to just, start to make videos, like it was around 2018, just because I want to get the feel of what I can make videos, what I want to share about with spirituality and yoga and wellness. And around when, even like a little bit before the pandemic started too, it was the same time when my mom was, she had her found out she had a tumor in her head too, and it was just unexpected because she was really predominantly healthy. That really kind of changed my life for a bit too, just to really, how I can just even I'm still healing from grieving too, and it's just like, a friend of mine, Lola, her name is Goth Angelic on YouTube. She's the one I met her through Instagram, and that's how I met Debbie Freebird Spirit. You guys probably know her, and Ron Unconditional Love Tarot. He's in the chat also. That's how I met him through a friend of mine too, Kathy, also. And it's just like from one connection from Lola to me, Debbie, and then Kathy, and then that's how I met all you guys, and that's how my channel has been growing over the years too. Even just with the cards, I've always been interested in that. Even like with my friend Paula mentioned, like you should either use like tarot or oracle cards in the future. And it was just a conversation that we had way before I met all you guys in here. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I took that to mind, but I wasn't sure what she meant. But now it's just what I'm just realizing that it's like, oh shoot, that's what Paula said. Because she said it was like she said that in my ear when we were just having those drum circles, in at her house back then. So 2013, 2014. I was like, oh, you should do something with oracle cards or tarot because you have that kind of energy. And they keep asking me about that if I do it. I was like, no, I don't, but I'll keep that in mind. So I was like, okay. But then sure enough, though, like, with my how my channel is too, and especially with my spiritual growth also, it's just like how I can just use like even the stuff that I'm doing too, the spiritual practices, I can just heal, even dealing with grief, just really being mindful. Practicing mindfulness is a big thing too. I can just really be honest with myself, honor where I'm at, and just like even with the cards too, because I have like six cards with me too. And it's just like, using like this deck to just like share a healing message, or let's say if someone wants to say like they want like a spicy relationship reading too, I have like this deck also. It's just like hey, you want to have fun, have a spicy relationship reading, have that as well. And it's just like over the years, it's just like how my spiritual practice helped me learn more about myself, but also I can help people, and we all help each other too in this community. So hopefully that would answer that too. I answered your question, Kate. I could really go on and on about this too. My whole
Oh,
spiritual journey like a
Jay.
movie. So
Oh, Jay, you mean so much to me. I often look up, okay, is Jay on live tonight? Is he, and I'll listen
right, right.
to you after your live. And you bring so much to the table. Your
Thank you.
spirituality reaches through the screen and touches people. I know because it touches me,
Thank you.
you
Thank
know.
you. I appreciate that.
And I have a deck for you. I've been thinking about you so much. I was going to read from it,
Sure.
but it's a deck. It's actually it's actually a gay deck.
A gay deck. Hmm.
It's a gay deck. I haven't been able to find it on Amazon or anyplace else, but I really feel like it belongs in your hands.
Oh,
It's a
oh
little
yeah.
risque. I can't really read it on YouTube, but you might like it as a personal deck.
You said risque, or is
It's risque for sure.
or risque?
A lot of
Okay.
nudity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Semi
yeah, yeah.
nudity. It's the most beautiful. I bought it for the artwork, and it spoke to me.
What's the name of this deck? Because I think I probably
Um,
have it.
oh, maybe you do. I don't know. Let me see what the name is.
But if you guys want a card reading from Kay and myself, feel free to post your question in the chat too. And She Walks in Beauty says, no worries, enjoy just hearing about you. Oh, I appreciate that, Beauty. Much love to all you guys in the chat room. So yes, you guys want to hear us talk, that's cool too. So whatever you guys want.
Yeah, this deck. I really love it, but I just have felt since I have had it that I need to send it to you. So I'll have to get your address sometime,
Okay.
and you might not want to share that with everyone. I don't know.
Oh yeah, just I'll email you
I
about it.
mean, it is so beautiful. The deck is just so beautiful. This is the name of it.
The Black Queer Tarot.
And
Oh,
I wasn't sure if it would be allowed on YouTube, but
right.
like I say, you might like it. You don't have this deck, do you?
Yeah, I mean, because
Do you
the
have this deck already?
no, but I with this one too, I think like, I think I'm cool with decks too. It's just like because I bought this one just like because it kind of drew to me too. It's not like risque per se, but it's like appropriate risque. So it's like, I'm not sure what the cards that you have look like too, because I have a deck that I can't show on YouTube because it has full nudity and it's like artwork too. So
I mean, this is so artistic. I'm trying to see if I can find one that I could show. Um, I mean, I don't know. Well, look, I'll show it to you after
okay, yeah, that's
behind the
cool.
scenes and see if you're interested. If you aren't, I mean, I enjoy it. It's beautiful, beautiful deck. It has men and women.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we can talk about that another time.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Does
never thought.
anyone, does anyone, I didn't mean to bring that up.
Oh no, that's
I'm
fine. You
an
can bring
open
that up
book. No
anytime.
filter. I'm like that woman on the Golden Girls, you know.
I know which one you're talking about.
um, let's see here.
And should
Oh, I
we
don't see any questions per se.
well, I think I've just posted it in the panel too. She Walks in Beauty says you guys should read on each other if you want to do that. Pull cards on each other, see what we get.
Oh,
That'd be a fun thing. Just under
that'd
that.
be fun. I mean, that would entertain you, would
Yeah,
it?
that's fine with me. I just, even
Sure.
just some people have some unique ideas too, so, as well. So, I think Swampy has a question. I put her star on that. So, and shout out to you, Linda, and to all you guys in the chat room. Also, if I didn't say hi to any of you guys. So, yes, you can
You
pull
know,
cards.
what's funny too, Jay, is you had somebody talking in your ear. My cousin who died recently was
Mhm.
trying to get me to do the tarot on YouTube. In fact, she wanted us to do it together. And I told her, I said, I just don't have the confidence. I've had jobs reading the tarot before, but I just, it had been some years and I just didn't feel confident. I hadn't studied it recently. And anyway,
Right.
I have some cards if you're ready.
Oh,
Or
I'm
you
ready.
can
I
read
mean, if you want me to throw cards with my new decks too, because
again.
yeah, I'll just do a spicy relationship reading for you too. Just
Spicy relationship reading. Now, I
yeah.
want a spicy relationship. Okay.
Okay, that sounds cool. Something fun. All right, I'll do that. Just throw some cards for you on that. So, yes, it's a cool stuff. Yes, indeed. Let's see if I can pull for you. So, if you want to share what you got for me, Kay,
Oh, okay. Well, you're shuffling. Okay.
yeah, yeah, feel free.
Oh, I got the Two of Cups for friendship.
Oh, nice.
Yep, and maybe talking about our friendship. Um, okay, what crosses our friendship? Um, Says there's some sort of rejection. It's certainly not coming from me. I think I'm gonna have to look into that more.
Hmm. Interesting. You
Uh,
said friendship, right?
Pardon?
You said friendship, right?
Yes, and then I got another two for attainment of goals, courage, choices. Um, well, I had the courage to come on today. I feel,
Yeah, that's true. That's a good one.
I feel encouraged by you for sure.
Mm.
And
Yeah, that's awesome.
there's a warm-hearted lady coming into your life. I hope it's me. I'm not talking about love. I know we're
Oh, I know, no, no, that's
it's
funny. The way you
friendship.
mentioned it, that was hilarious. No, it's a I have a
Sorry, I'm
issue.
having trouble
No,
keeping
it's
a
cool.
straight face.
Oh,
But
no, it's
you
cool.
did see what I saw. What do you have for me, Jay?
Well, well, these are really cool cards that I pulled for you with my new decks also. And it's just like with your spicy relationship reading too. I'm not sure if you're seeing anyone too, but you have a loving touch about yourself too. And just like it's just like it's very loving. You always come from the heart too with the things that you do too. And it's just like you have a very loving side about you too with this card. And it's just really cool. But also with this card too, if you want to just if someone wants to, it's a perfect time for anyone who's interested in you or just per se just to really take the initiative too. So with this one too, and it's just like with these two cards together, and it's just like
Wow.
you know I don't know if someone's into you or if they want to just, feel shy or anything like that. But there's some strong, heartfelt stuff here too with this message. If anyone is interested in you or vice versa, but it's always a good time for them to just really take the initiative. So, you know, what these cards are saying too for you, Kay, for your relationship reading is just like, it's like, they gotta, let's say step up to the plate, but if they want to make the initiative, make a move for it, make a move, I say go for it, with these cards. So yeah, I don't know if this resonates with you in any part of your life. So that's what I got.
Thank you. I've been feeling for some time that someone was going to come into my life, but it hasn't really happened. I've just had a couple, a little bit of interest, but no, it was not matches
Mm,
in heaven.
gotcha. Gotcha.
Oh, I
Gotcha.
wanted to say about your mom. I read or I heard something, I think it was on Lewis House, the House of the School of Greatness. Someone was on there and they said the happiest moment in life is the moment that you die.
Mm.
And that brought me some solace. And so I just thought maybe you would like to hear that, Jay.
Yeah, that's deep. And just like, when it comes to, people passing, it's just, I know it's like not the easiest to deal with too, but even like with my mom, it was so unexpected because, it was just like out of left field. It was just like that, even just like witnessing her having her stroke too, it was like the most hardest thing I ever had to experience. And it was just like I slept on that couch on that day too. I was just out of balance, and I was just praying for a miracle that happened too. Just she'll make it through. She'll make it through because that's my mom. She's the toughest woman I know too. And it's just like in like my dad delivered me the unfortunate news. I was just contemplating, what I'm gonna do. But even just like with now, it's just like my mom's always there, just because she always gives me ideas. She's like, it's like a protective kind of shield too, and it's like even with my dog Ricky, because he used to be attached to my mom so much, and it's just like he acts like with her. He acts like with me because I'm kind of reminded of my mom too when he's with me too. So it's just like it's that's something I gotta marinate on too. I know death has a meaning too, but it's sometimes, it's just it hits different for most people too. And it's like for me too, it's like, it's like, I know my mom's not in pain anymore. So I just think of that, as a blessing because, I don't want my mom to suffer. I don't want anyone to suffer too, even if my enemies too. And it's just like,
That's your miracle. She
right.
got to get out of that pain.
Mm,
But I
that,
mean, death doesn't really exist, does it? I mean, people pass. They
yeah,
pass from one realm to another. It's not like, oh, your mom passed, so we should jump up and down with joy. But on the other hand, it is just a different realm.
yeah,
I'm so glad she's still there with you. You can feel her.
every day. Yep. Even when I'm driving her Honda, because that's like she gave me that car to me, because it's like, mom, I'll give you $100 just for your car. It's like, no, son, this is yours. Because she could drive.
Oh,
Yeah, she bought that Honda Accord just, with the full money, and when she was working, at the time when I was a kid, full like, all paid for it. It was so 'cause she was a hustler. I mean, I'll tell you that. Even just, this job that she had being a record supervisor with law enforcement too, and it's like, yo, she was like she trained a lot of people that really she touched a lot of people's lives. She trained a lot of people. She had that kind of way of people that, I'll just tell you a story with the we went to my cousin's wedding in 2012, and this hotel clerk was, just having a busy day, and my mom was wondering over our rooms are going to be ready. And then when she talked with the guy and she came back to us, he was so intended to make sure that my mom was okay that when he saw her, he's like, well, I'll make sure your room's ready, Miss Harris. And I was like, Mom, how did you get that guy to really just be intended with you? Because he wasn't like that with anyone else. So she had that kind of like Batman-ish kind of like mentality, but in a way that is just very sweet. So it's very unique. So, and like another story too, when we went to WonderCon for the first time, because there was someone in our room that wasn't leaving, and it was that they're just staying overnight and just being in our room. But and me and my mom were just talking about it, and then one of the employees from the hotel we were staying in gave us like a suite, like an exclusive VIP suite to our room. It's like, Miss Harris, you want to go to like like this upgraded suite? And we looked at each other. It was like, hell yeah! It's like, yeah, of course. And
Oh,
so that first time we went to WonderCon, right? And it was just like because she always wanted to see. She loved this. She loves to go to swap meets, and she loves artwork. And it's like when you go to like the Anime Expo or WonderCon, it's like a swap meet or get arcade and panel put together too. And it's really beautiful. You see artwork, you see people dressed up, you see people clubbing too, especially if it's like Anime Expo too. And it's just really cool to see. And with WonderCon too, since it's mostly on like comic book stuff and mostly like DC comics too. And it's just really cool to see because she was, you know, disabled too, not disabled because she could walk and all that too, but we got into the lines where we didn't have to wait in the long lines, and it was like the first experience was the most amazing ever with my own mom eventually too, and she met a lot of awesome people along the way. So just sharing that story too, it was really cool.
that sounds so fun.
Yeah, she's a very fun person. I know she been through a lot of stuff too, and it's just like I always did my best to help her out, even if like my knucklehead tendencies when I was younger. I was just, she taught me a lot of things. Even my dad too. I can't exclude my dad because they both raised me, and it's just like with my mom since I was really close with her, and because we asked them because like like if you're very close to someone, you argue a lot with them. That's how I am with my mom because we bump heads a lot of certain things, but you always get along good. We're great. We just make up for it. And it's just like, I kind of miss that actually too with my mom. And it's just like, even with like I tell my friends, it's like, yo, just honor and just appreciate your mom while she's here, man. I'll tell you that because if I
Oh,
have my mom with me, I'll still, even if we
oh,
argue, that's a blessing. So,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry. I just went on.
Gosh, I love to hear about your mom. Yeah, that's really beautiful, Jay. I haven't been looking at our messages.
Oh, okay. There's another question from Swampy if you want to do a reading for her. And she says, I've been dormant for a while. Will I have a spice in my life? I think it's a relationship reading too. So, Swampy, if you want to, is this a relationship reading? Feel free to say yes. And we'll pull some cards for you too.
I have to leave for a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. Kay will be back in a moment, guys. But in the meantime, Swampy, if this is a relationship reading, I'll pull some cards for you. So, okay. Yes. Cool. So yes, spice in your life. So yes. All right. Swampy. Okay. Cool. If you guys are enjoying the live stream, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe to KayTravel Tarot, give her some subs too to help her channel grow. And she's really amazing too. So amazing human being. So yes. Yes indeed. Swampy. Okay. Well, Swampy has spice. Oh. Okay. Well,
I need to
welcome back.
look on my computer. Did I miss your reading?
Oh no, I just started. So if you want to
Good.
pull much for Swampy too, what do you have for her?
I do. I'm going to be pulling cards on Swampy.
Mm, I'll be right back too. I gotta tinkle for a moment, so it'll only take a minute. So I'll be right back,
I'll
guys.
start. I'll just start if
All right,
that's
cool,
all
cool.
right.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure if you had a question or just you want a general reading. I'm going to presume you want a general reading. I know there's a time lag with this StreamYard. Okay. It looks like you have been in some rough waters and are now moving to a calmer place. You're getting more centered in yourself. In the past, what was happening is you were doing some meditation of some kind, some soul searching. You were getting like a new perspective on life, and it's all going to be coming together. Oh my goodness, it's going to be coming together because we got the Nine of Cups here. Your desires will come true. So all of the work you have been putting in is going to definitely come to fruition. Do you have another question? Do you want me to delve into anything a little more? I don't see we have any more questions. Yeah, let me know if you want to know a little more. For sure. Okay, it looks like whatever you have been through, the battle is almost over. Um, there is going to be some inspirational news for you, but that news has been delayed a little bit. Um, and then, wow, you're going to really have the mental clarity you need to move forward. And I don't know if you can see it. It is the Ace of Swords for mental clarity and new ideas. So be open. Be open. And I would suggest manifesting what you do want. Write down specifically things that you want. Do some manifestation because, my goodness, so you're going to have your dreams coming true. The waters are going to become much more smooth. Things are going to improve, and we all have our ups and downs in life, and you are on the way to an up at the moment. So enjoy the ride. And what do you have, Jay?
Well, for Swampy too, just with her relationship reading also, and I'm just going to share the first two cards that I have. And I feel like with this card too, she's very romantic too when it comes to, her relationship. She's a romantic at heart. And it's just like with the beautiful picture of this rose and looking at this image too, she's a very like romantic kind of person. She wants something very meaningful when it comes to her relationships. And, just want to spice things up, something more meaningful, more substance, and just long lasting. I really do sense that for Swampy too. And and it's just like, you're just really obsessed with it too. And it's just like it really hits home to you in your heart as well, just with this message too. With these two cards, there's nothing bad about it too. It's just like we all want something that's, long lasting and has more substance too in your life. Really just want to spice things up too. And that's really cool too. It's always good to really, tap into that as well, especially with this message for you, Swampy. You're just a really romantic at heart, and you just want something that's, long lasting, has more substance. You want a meaningful relationship too. And it's just like, really are obsessed with that too. And you just, it really hits home with you also. And you're just really obsessed with it too. Something to be mindful of as well too. And you're just looking for that. But with your healing message, to really find that clarity for yourself too, is to always stay true to yourself. And just like with authenticity, really just being honest with yourself to really connect with your authenticity, how you can really just stay true to who you are, even with the things that you want to just experience in your relationship, even just with the things that you want, just really being honest with yourself. Even if you have to write it down too, how you can express your authenticity with these three cards together too. Just like you want something very sustainable and long lasting, it has more substance, with this card. And you're just, you're obsessed with it too. You really want that deep relationship too for yourself. It really hits home to your heart. But just like to really help find your clarity, Swampy, is just to really be honest with yourself and really just write down what you want in a partner, what you don't want in a partner. Really just setting some boundaries there too, and really just be honest with yourself about what you want to experience in a relationship, and really dive deep into that. And so, hopefully that helps too, Smoky, when it comes to your relationship too. If you want to spice things up, and these are really powerful messages for you too, and it really kind of ties into what your pull 2K too. So good cards there too that you pull
Oh,
also.
beautiful reading. Yeah, it really ties together. Those are beautiful cards, Jay. Beautiful reading.
Thank you, thank you. Especially with the
Thank you for asking
erotic.
the question.
Was that?
I wanted to thank her for asking us for the read.
Oh,
Thank you for letting us read for you.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Swampy. And same goes, for you too, Kay, for full cards for you also. And so, if if anyone else wants a reading from me and Kate, also feel free to post your questions in the chat if it's a relationship reading or something spiritual, or if you want to ask Kate questions about traveling too, or you want to ask me questions about certain things too. You feel free to post your questions in the chat too. So yes, yes, indeed. Much love to all you guys. If not, you guys don't have any questions, I can, shoot. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, Teresa, you want a card. So, all right, cool. So,
Teresa,
Teresa,
may I give you a short mini reading? Teresa?
yeah, okay.
I don't see Teresa. Oh, Teresa Levine. Okay.
Oh, you're welcome, Swampy.
It's
You're welcome.
energy.
Much
Yes,
love
you're
to you.
very welcome. So fun to see what the cards bring.
Right?
Sometimes I think these cards aren't working because I'm doing my own readings and they're repeating themselves. Then I do it for somebody else, and yeah, big difference.
Yeah, I hear you. Mm.
Very
Hey, Gina. Good to
beautiful
see you.
reading.
Okay, so, Teresa, like a card.
Okay, get your energy in here, Teresa. Off to my cards. Okay, let's see here. The cards. Yes. Okay, feel that one. Oh, it looks like there's been a little bit of fear of change. Um, Now I'm suggesting you open yourselves up to the opportunities because you don't want to miss a good opportunity. So just be aware, be open and aware. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, because we're always getting signs from our guides, different things happening. And if we're not aware and don't have time to quiet ourselves or feel we don't have time, then sometimes things can be so chaotic in our lives we just miss a big opportunity. I'm getting another card that there is some fear, some feeling of being overwhelmed. Okay, but that is in the recent past. Now this is the future. There may be some confrontation, and you might have to fight for your goals, but that's all right. Put up the fight. Let's see what I'm going to see. A little clarification on that one. Okay, put up a good fight and you will be victorious. So, well, yeah, that's the way life is. We go through our conflicts, we get through them, and things will smooth out. Everything will be fine. So,
Mhm.
try to set your fears away using faith, knowing that there is something in the universe and it is going to bring what you need to you. That's what I'm hearing.
Mm. I kind of have something a little similar too for Teresa, and just like with this oracle message too, it's a really important time for you to just ground your energy and just really find that clarity for yourself too. Just so you could, ground your energy in nature, however you do it too. Just, really finding that, sense of gravity, just really finding ways to ground, even if you just, being in nature just to help you feel ground, and even earthing too, putting your feet to the earth, and however you ground and find that clarity for yourself too. Just to really seeing the bigger picture, but also to really finding that peace in your inner world too can really just help as well. And so it's just like, if you're going through those challenges too, Teresa, or if you're just like things have been chaotic, or if your mind or your body's been just, chaotic as well, just always find ways to just ground, to really just find that clarity for yourself. Even if you have to go in nature, also, you see these beautiful animals and the planets and the butterflies in here too. Just to really connect with that, to really find that clarity for yourself, and especially for your spiritual growth also. And so hopefully this message was helpful too. And kind of goes into what you mentioned too, Kay, about that. So that is for you, Teresa. Hopefully that was helpful too.
What about Ron? I wanted to say hello to Ron. I didn't say hello, Ron. Do you have would you like a card? I just have a feeling you might like a card or a reading.
The Ron Unconditional Love Tale, my big bro. So yes, if Ron is still here too, feel free to let us know, bro, if you want a card from me and Kay too. So yes, indeed.
Gina. Gina,
Hey,
you might want a card.
hey, Gina, good to see you, my friend. So if anyone else want a card or a reading from us
Yes.
too, feel free to post your question in the chat, and we'll definitely will get to you.
David Brown, would you like a reading?
Hmm. But hopefully the cards that we pull for you, Teresa, were very helpful too. And much love to you. And to all you guys in the chat room also. Okay, Gina would like a card.
Oh, good. I'm dying to read for Gina. I was just thinking, Gina. Okay.
Cool. All right.
I'm going to put the energy in.
Me too.
My little Tibetan ball. This is the ground. Sorry, Jay.
Oh, it's okay. No, that's fine. If you want to ring the bowl, that's cool. Go for it. It's all good.
Ring my bell. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, just I want to get a good reading here for Gina. Okay.
Cool. I think after this one, I think she Boxing really wants to do us pull a card for the collective too. So that probably will end things there too.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
All right, for Gina, it's the first card is saying that your hard work is being rewarded. You're feeling some stability. You're feeling a community, a family. Maybe your family, maybe us. In the past, there has been some spiritual or financial hardship. It looks like you have reached out. There's going to be there's still some fighting ahead to attain your goals. Let's see. You have been a little overwhelmed. There's been some stress in your life. Your YouTube family, I see that.
Mm. Awesome.
There
Yes.
has been some stress, but there is a woman coming into your life who has a lot of emotional stability and strength, who is going to help you. So that's good. Um, and then you're going to feel nurturing, you're going to feel closer to nature, you're going to feel your intuition, and things are going to improve. Absolutely. What do you have, Jay?
Well, for Gina, and I have a powerful oracle card message for her too, is like, it's a beautiful time for her to really just protect her energy too. And just like you said, nature, this is really connected to the earth element too, and it's just like, how you can really just, protect your energy, even if it's just like, doing like a ritual to really just, protecting your energy from, heavy, um, of other people who are have heavy intentions, and just so on and so forth. There's always find ways for you, Gina. It's just to really protect your energy, to really, protect your heart, your chakras too, your energy centers, and just really find ways to protect yourself, especially your energy too. That's what I'm getting the feel of, right now with this message. It's just to really do that for yourself and always find ways to protect your energy, even if it has to just, have to take some time alone for yourself to just, to just be in solitude. So just always find ways to protect yourself, and especially your energy, Gina. So hopefully that was helpful also. That's what I have.
And remember too about stress. I hope you don't mind my adding to this.
Yeah, go ahead.
It just came up so strongly. To sit with it and empty your mind and remember that now, right this moment, is the only moment that we have. This is it. So put your hands on the side of your chair, ground yourself, put your feet flat on the floor, and boy, if you're outside, sit in the grass, but ground yourself and know everything is okay. Do you have a roof over your head now? Do you have enough food? Now is the only time we have. So let's enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. That's really good advice, Kate. And just, Gina just mentioned that, nature is cool. I need to protect my energy at the moment. Yeah, it's just that's what I got to feel from for you, Gina. Just, always find ways to protect your energy. Even if you have to be alone for a bit too, just protect yourself. And just really, dive into that too for yourself. Just really go into that, fortress of solitude, I call it too. Just really using some comic book reference just to really protect your energy, and how you do that is just really putting your own spin to it as well. And what you add to it, K, too, it really makes sense also. So that was powerful.
Yeah, don't let anyone make you feel guilty about taking that time for yourself. You deserve it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
I know you're a good person because I've seen you here before.
Yes, Gina is, she always promotes not only my stuff, but also a lot of other people's channels too. And she just does so much. And it's just awesome. She's an awesome person.
So giving.
Yeah. Very giving.
We love you, Gina.
Yes. Much love to you, Gina. Hopefully the cards that we pull for you were very helpful. And much love to you. Yes, indeed. So I think She Walks in Beauty wants a message for the collective too. So that'll be our last request. So that'll be cool.
So Ron didn't want a reading, huh?
Oh, unless Ron wants a card too. I mean, we could do him, then we'll do the collective too. Because I like to do collective messages when you're in a live stream. So if Ron wants a card too, feel free to post your question in the chat, bro. If he wants one. Oh, thank you, Beauty.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
That's what I was just thanking her for.
Thank
Totally
you. Thank you.
glasses. I finally got some glasses where I could see the comments, and now I'm
Okay, Ron wants a card, so we'll do him first in the collective. So how's that?
what's that?
Ron wants a card.
All right.
Yeah. Then we'll do the collective too. So Ron will be our last person.
Oh,
Shout
I
out
see
to
it.
everybody.
Okay, Ron.
Yeah. For Ron.
Get Ron's energy in my cards.
Yeah, me too. My big
Just
brother here.
amazing. The energy, how it flows. And here we're on the internet, and the cards feel the energy. It's just like never ending the connection.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Energy, we're all energy. And Ron, I know you've helped me, Ron, but I don't even know it.
Yeah, he's helped me a lot too. And vice versa, you know.
Ooh, well, I got that Ron is the emperor, a powerful figure, leadership, authority, focus, and stability. See, he didn't need a card. That's why that's why he didn't ask for a card. I knew it, but I still wanted to give you a reading.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to pull two more cards. What's crossing? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got to, sorry, got to get my cards together again. I'm just going to pull three cards, if I may, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead. Please do.
Okay. What is holding you back is thoughts of the past,
Mm.
but it just means there's some things you need to let go. That's all. Easier said than done. And in your future, there is a rational, honest, intelligent person coming into your life. May I draw another card? I feel I need a little
Yeah.
confirmation.
Feel free to draw how many cards that you feel drawn to too. So go ahead. You got the floor.
Okay. You're very generous with your floor, Jay.
Oh, I'm just being me. It's all good.
Okay. Well, there's something to do with, well, it's like you believe, it seems like you believe in some of the traditions, but you're bringing forth some new traditions for us. That's what my angels are saying. It's not all about the churches, although they can be a good foundation for some. But like Jay, I pulled away, you pulled away. Um, but there are new things that you are bringing out that are going to help that people have never really seen it from your perspective before. So you have a wonderful place in our community, and I, for one, am very happy to have met you. Oh, I
Mm.
can draw 78 if I want. Yeah, well, you might have to pay for that, Ron.
Him and his jokes. Oh, Ron.
I know you're joking.
Listen.
Okay,
Oh my goodness. That's good.
okay, what do you have for Ron?
Well, for Ron too, and I know like he's really with his message too, that things that he's doing too, he's very powerful. But for also for you, big bro, it's just to always take time for yourself to just breathe, to really just connect with your heart too, where you're just even if you're going through those difficult challenges, to just also connect with your heart and just take a breath for yourself too, just to really find that clarity for in your inner world too, especially for your heart. And the image of the heart is really strong with this message and what this message I have for you, big bro, is just to really take those times for yourself to really just breathe, to connect with your heart, to really find that clarity if you're going through any kind of difficult challenges at the moment, or if and so on and so forth. And just like, with the breath, and this connects to the air element, just when you take a breath in with the inhale, and then you just releasing the breath out with the exhale, that's just a powerful practice to just finding that inner clarity for our hearts, especially if you're going through any challenges like any kind of like disasters or any stressful situations. To just also to always find ways to just connect with our breath, connect with our heart, to really just find that clarity for ourselves, for our spiritual growth. So that's it. It's really hit home with this message for you, Ron, because it just flew out of the deck. So I hope this message was helpful. All about just really connecting with your heart to really just find that clarity when you take a breath in with the inhale and then releasing the breath out with the exhale to just release what's no longer needed. So, you know, hopefully that helps, bro.
Thank you, Jay. I think we can all use that message.
Yeah, we all, especially this one. I think me too, especially. Like we all fit into this one. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Taking that breath in is the most powerful thing we could do just to find that clarity, especially during the difficult times. So yeah.
Yeah, remember to breathe. Yeah.
Yep.
So you want to
Yes.
do a community reading for us?
Yeah. Yes.
Just
She
want
wants to
me
really
to,
wants
or
to. Yeah,
oh,
it's like a collective message for today too, for the community.
are we going to do one or two? I mean, are you going to do one for all of us?
We're gonna both gonna pull cards for the collective, so
Okay,
we're here at the same time.
very good. Very good. Okay. Our community, our beautiful community.
Yep.
So grateful.
Oh yeah, I'll use a different one for this one.
Grateful for each and every one of you.
Likewise.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming today. We'll see what we have.
And if you guys want to subscribe to Kay's channel too, feel free to do so. It's pinned in the chat. But also for those who are watching this on the replay, her channel will be linked in the description below too. So if you guys ever want to check out her channel, help her channel grow, feel free to do so.
Oh, and also, I've been doing some mediumship with my own relatives, and I've been noticing in some of the chats that I've been able to see some things. So if you have any questions about a loved one, when you go to my channel, I'll I must get into doing more lives, but you can put some questions anyway. Um, anyway, I'm practicing, and I won't tell you anything I don't see. I'll just tell you if I do see something, because I am practicing.
Mm.
Oh, our collective. Wow, our collective, we have been working hard. You
Mhm.
guys have all been working hard. You're really, really trying to give to others and at the same time become financially stable yourselves. And the answer is in the giving. Um, okay, let's see. I feel like that's what I want to say.
That's beautiful too. Hey, that's powerful.
Short, but yes.
Yes, that's powerful. And just the card I pulled for the collective today is to it's always good to connect with source too, the source of all teachings. How you connect with source, source consciousness with God, how you do that with nature, even if it's with a book too. Just really always find ways to connect with source and really putting your own spin to it as well. And it's just like how we connect with God, even if it's like creativity with dance, with nature, with plants or whoever, just really, with source, how you connect with source too, connecting with God, source consciousness, however you guys want to call it, just really connect with that in our own way to really just find that clarity. And also just, to really just, for our spiritual growth too, to really connect with all sort the source of all teachings to really, find that clarity and even just answers to anything that we want to manifest in our lives also. So beautiful message here too for the collective also. And I probably needed this as well, connecting with source, praying to God, even just praying with God with my creative practice too, just with that as well, with yoga and dance and all that stuff too. So beautiful message for the collective here with this card. So that's what I got.
Lovely. Yeah, we have to remember to quiet ourselves. It's so easy. It's so simple, really. And yet we always take in all of this around us, all the chaos, and sometimes forget to do that very thing.
Yeah. Even if it's just like being in nature, it could be like if you just, even you can sit there being quiet, or if you're just like, being present with it too with meditation. And it's just like that's really all about with meditation is the practice of being present with yourself too. And with mindfulness, just really honoring where you're at too. It's just like really connecting with source can really just help, the source of all teachings to really find that clarity with our mind and our body, with our hearts especially also. So yes, beautifully said there, Kay.
Thank you, Jay. You
Mm.
said it. You said it.
Oh, you're welcome. And you're a natural just, with your readings too. It's like you've done this forever too.
I have
So
done this before.
yes, you have. I take your advice because I'm still you're learning the ropes. I'm just trusting my intuition, my aura, from what I've learned from Debbie Friedman Spirit. And shout out to her because she's the one that's helping with my mediumship also. So it's been cool.
Oh, so wonderful. Yes, I'm so happy to be in touch in this time of being alone, to be in touch with our community and to have God there. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
Yeah, we are all so very lucky because we all have the ability.
Yes, we do. In so many ways, and how we do that is really unique too, because we're all different. But how we connect with God, with nature, with our creative um, practices also could come with dance, with yoga, even just like with the book too. You know, if that works for all you guys. That's whatever works for you. How you connect with God, connect with that. Even if it's doesn't have to be religion wise. Could be with nature. Could be with dance. Could be with anything. So really connect with source and really turn into all sources of teachings too, just for you to find that spiritual clarity for yourself. So
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad we got together today and did this, Jay.
nah, likewise. I always get hyped up when I do, connect collab with someone too.
Oh,
So
thank you. Thank you. We must do it again. I would love to do
oh, looking
it
forward
again.
to it.
And they did say they like us.
Oh, they love you. Yeah. If you guys ever want to check out Kay's channel too, it'll be in the description. It'll be in the chat right now too, pinned in the chat room. But also for those who are watching this on the replay, it'll be linked in the description below too. So if you guys
Oh,
ever want to check out KayTravel Tarot, want to help her channel grow, you see what she's all about, feel free to subscribe to your channel. You won't regret it. So I'm
and
already
James
subscribed to
as
her.
well. I know some of my friends are here. Please subscribe to Jay's channel.
Yes, please do. Yes, I'm almost to 500, so I'm getting there. I'm getting
All
there.
right.
I'm almost to that goal when I'm getting my channel, because I just need like my view hours is like, almost to 4,000. So, because I have a lot of videos talk about different things. So I'm getting to that goal. I just need those subscribers to grow and then boom, these things will be popping there. So I'm getting the feel of, my channel. I just got to work on it. Just keep doing what I'm doing and eventually I'll get there. So,
Well, you're helping a lot of people, Jay, and I, for one, appreciate you.
thank you. I do my best. And you guys help me with the same way also. When I get a card from UK or from Ron especially, and from Debbie Favorite Spirit and a lot of other people too. I don't know how many card reads I got over the years from people, and it helped me grow as a person. So especially my big sisters, Lisa Smith and Sharon Lee and Sonia May Lee and EQ. Shout out to them if they're watching this too. So it's like, been a really beautiful blessing. And even like the other friends too, like Katie and a lot of other people too. So, and shout out to Greeter too, Hugger Greeter, and all you guys in the chat room too. And Kay, I can't thank you enough for doing this live stream and coming on too. And I'm looking
You.
forward to collab with you again too. And for
Thank
those who do want to collab with me in the future too, feel free to email me at herc213@gmail.com if you want to collab with me, or if you guys want to send me some feedback about my content, so on and so forth. And if you guys do want to check out my Linktree, it's pinned into the chat room and in the description of this live stream. So if you guys ever want to reach out to me on Facebook, on social media, inquire my services, or even send a donation too, that's totally cool. I'm open to that. And just like with this live stream too, this is really all about KayTravel, what she's all about, sharing her travel experiences and so on and so forth, helping her channel grow too. So yes, this is her show too. So I want to help her grow, her channel blossom too, just like as this one and all other people's channels too. So yes, yes indeed. But also before we go, I will be going live tomorrow on my Instagram page around 1 p.m. Pacific time. I may do that if I'm doing something else too, because I might see a movie. I might go pop on later too. But also tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I will be going live, just me alone personally, just to connect with you guys with a fun lounge after hours, a place for you guys to be have fun, crack jokes, really talk about certain topics too that are spicy, that are funny. If you guys want to open to that for the night owls, 8 p.m. Pacific time. And then on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time with a Nerdy Lounge Table Talks, a place for us to really talk about things in current events and pop culture. If you guys want to bring that up to the table, have a fun discussion about that too. Feel free to tune in at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So anyways, much love to all you guys. And again, feel free to check out KayTravel's Tarot. You won't regret it. She's awesome channel too. And just help her channel grow and so on and so forth. And you have anything else to say before we end it, Kay? Or
No, just thank you, Jay. Thank you. It's been so fun. So nice. And oh, I did want to say yes, thank you for the joke, Ron. He's already starting on the jokes now.
what do you say? What do you say?
Glasses. He when he wants to see clearly, he puts on his glasses. And I
There we go. We're gonna end it on that though. Ron and his jokes. Big bro.
I love Ron.
He's such a riot, man. Yes.
And
Good. Much love to you, big bro. And yes, maybe continue to practice self care that could benefit us, our loved ones, in our environment. And we'll see you guys around in these social media streets on YouTube and Instagram and, so on and so forth. And, I'm looking forward to collaborating with you again, Kay, and seeing all you lovely faces in the chat room too. So,
Oh, and
bye,
are
guys.
you staying on for a minute after?
You want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say
Yeah, go
something
ahead.
to you.
Go ahead.
I mean, behind the scenes.
Oh, behind the scenes. Oh, okay. Yeah,
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 I
yeah.
just
Of
wanted
course.
to say something. Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. I thought you meant like in the chat room. So I was like, I was gonna let you say
Yeah.
something. Anyways. All right,
Thank
guys. Much
thank
love.
you.
Namaste.
Bye bye.